Hello, composers! Before we dive into the lessons for this week, please remember that there is a concert scheduled on the course page. Please be there early to set up, sound check, and get things going. You will need to provide feedback for all of the pieces on the concert, so take notes so you can submit the feedback form later. And remember, attendance for this is mandatory. Moving on, this week we're going to start working with notation. We've seen what can be done with graphical notation, but now we're going to move towards more traditional notation with a brief look at notation software. Surprisingly, most of the world's music was not notated historically. Instead, it was passed down orally, although a variety of shorthand schemes were developed to help performers remember tunes. These are very similar to the neumes used in early plain chant before square notation was developed. Similarly, a lot of what's available on the internet for pop music is just shorthand, usually lyrics with chord symbols over them for a guitarist or pianist. This tells the performer what chords to play, but gives no indication of the meter, speed, strumming or arpeggiation pattern, or durations. Nevertheless, it's easy to share and can be read by novices, which is partly why it's so popular. Related but more complex is the idea of the lead sheet. It too has the lyrics and the chords, but adds a single notated staff for the vocal melody, showing much more information to the musicians who are accompanying the vocalist. Again though, there's no strumming or arpeggiation pattern, or really rhythmic indication for the accompanied performers, so this is all left up to their discretion. Developed for a number of instruments, but particularly in use for the modern guitar, tablature is a popular way to indicate instrument-specific qualities like the finger position on an individual string for more complicated pieces. Individual strings are shown as horizontal lines with numbers indicating the frets to be played. Some advanced versions will also include rhythmic indications in the forms of stems and flags above the fret number as well, allowing for much more accurate performances. And of course, there's standard notation, which we all know and love. Pitch is indicated by a vertical position on a staff with a chromatic modifier placed before the note head. Stems and flags indicate duration in conjunction with the meter and bar lines. Chord symbols can be added on top of the melodic lead, like in a lead sheet, or omitted in favor of showing everything explicitly, as in classical music. And in modern music, graphical notation is commonly added to a standard notation to show extended techniques, the addition of computers or live electronic parts, or directions to a mixing engineer for multi-channel diffusion. But to use any of these, you first need to pick a score writer.